So just like the adding, okay, the first one, this time we have subtracting. So if you look at the formula, for the second one, the only difference is the minus 2ab instead of plus 2ab, okay? So all the steps are the same. A squared minus 2ab plus b squared. And let's see if we can this time do a little bit faster. Okay, let's do the a squared in our head. Instead of writing it all out, okay, we're gonna skip to the second line, okay, compared to the, if you look at the first question, okay? So a squared. So can somebody tell me what's the a squared become? Angeline, how do you do a squared?
It's 6 times 6.
Why is it 6 times 6?
Because you times it's 3 times 2, and then you get the square root of 6 at the square thingy disappears, cancels out.
When you square, do you do 3 times 2?
Oh, I mean 9.
Right. Okay. So it'll be 9 times 6. Okay. So maybe it's a little bit too soon to skip. Okay. We'll write it out first anyway. So you square the 3, square the root 6. Okay. Let's give it another try. Okay. Now for the middle term, 2 times a times b. A is this. B is this, right? A times B times 2. Okay, Isabella, what's the answer when you do that?
For the last square?
No, for the middle one, 2
30, and then on the outside square 60.
Square 60, yeah. Okay, very good. Okay, and then the last one, the b squared. Mackenzie, can you try this one? B squared. Are you there?
25 times 10.
Very good. Okay, good job. So 5 times 5 give you 25, right? Square root 10 square just give you 10. Okay, square root cancels out with the square. So maybe, right, once you do a few of them, maybe you can skip the first, all the brackets, right, and go straight to the second line, right? Okay, now let's simplify this. 9 times 6 is 54, right? And then the last part is 250. Okay, now for the middle part, this part, for the square root 60. Wilson, can we simplify the square root 60?
Yes.
Okay, can you help us do that?
So do I use like the ladder thing?
Yeah, use the ladder thing.
All right.
And then get all the pairs to go out. And make sure when after it goes out, it multiply with the 30 on the outside.
Okay, so it's 30 times 2, and then I have 3 and 5 left over because there's a pair of 2, and then there's 3 and 5.
So the thing that are not paired will just stay inside. So what's on the outside afterwards?
60.
Yep, 60, and the inside will be
15.
right, 16.
Wait, no, 15.
15, yeah, 3 and 5 left, right? Okay, very good. Okay, so you get a pair of 2 go out, multiply with a 3, give you 60, square root 15 left inside. And then finally, we just combine the numbers, right? 54 and 250, that give you 304 minus 60 rule 50. So a lot of things to check, right? The things inside, make sure it's simplified. And square, be careful when you square each numbers, okay? Any questions? Can you raise your hand if you have no questions so far? Make sure you copy the notes down so you know what kind of work you will need to show. Okay, you could skip the first line if you feel confident, right? You can jump to second line. All right, so we're gonna try. I'll let you guys work alone on question A, C, D. Okay, so these three questions needs to use the first two formulas. Okay, Shanier and Wilson, do you have any questions? Okay, so I'll let you guys get to it. Probably take less than 5 minutes. Should be able to finish those three. I see Kat already done. Okay. So for these three, I'll be just asking for your final answer. I'll pick three of you to tell me your answers. Yeah, no problem, Kat. That's all right. Have you learned this before? Okay, so what are you learning now at school? Okay, so factoring quadratic. So we covered that already, right? Remember to raise your hand when you finished. Okay, Naomi, what's your answer for A? Can you turn on your mic?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I got 19 plus a square root of 3.
Great, thank you. And question C, Aaron, what's your answer for C?
I got 84. Oh wait, no, that's B.
Oh, B?
Yeah, that's B.
We are not at B yet, okay? I
Oh
only
yeah.
asked for A, C, D.
Oh,
Did
it's 45 minus 6 over. It's minus 6 square root 6.
45 minus 6 square root 6, okay? Thank you. And question D, Jenny?
I got 46 plus 24 square root of 14.
And Wilson, do you have anything that's different?
1 second, let me see. Wait, for D, I got 12 and then square root of 14.
So you say for D, you have 12 square root 14?
Yeah, but I have all the other ones is exactly what's on my page. So
Okay, and also 46 plus, right?
yeah, and then sorry, one last thing. C, I got 21 minus
21 minus,
minus 6 and then 6 squared, like the same thing. Yeah.
okay, okay. Anyone else? How about Geoffrey? Do you have anything different?
I have the same as Wilson.
Okay, okay. All right, so let's go over C and D then, okay? A seems to be fine, right? So I'll just go over quickly the steps. Mackenzie and Tony, do you need more time to try?
Nope.
Okay, Tony, which ones do you have? What answers?
I don't think the A.
Huh? I mean, for question C and D, which one do you have? Or you have something different?
Oh,
Because question C and D, we got two different answers.
I got the same as Wilson.
So which one? Top one or bottom one?
The bottom one, I think.
So 45 minus 6 root 6.
Yes.
Okay, what about D?
The bottom one.
Also the bottom one?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go over the steps for A first. So A squared, okay, I'm gonna speed up a little bit, okay? A squared will be 3, right? Plus 2AB plus B squared. Okay, so 3 times 6, 3 plus 16, that gives you 19, A root 3. So this one, not so much to do, right? There's nothing to factor out, right? To take out. Okay, question C, A squared. So that will be 9 times 2 minus 2AB plus B squared. 9 times 2 is 18. 18 plus 3 should be 21. So it shouldn't be 45. So what did you do differently? Aaron, what did you do differently for C?
Oh, like I think I just like for like the square root 2 and then to the power of 2, I misread it as a 4. So then I did 9 times 4.
Oh,
It's like I forgot it was a square root.
right. Okay. So the
Yeah.
square and square root will cancel each other out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Right. So if you got the same answer as Aaron, right, make sure you know what you did wrong. Okay. So over here, and then next one, same thing, right? A square will be 4 times 7 plus 2ab plus b squared, 9 times 2, so 18. Okay, I'm just gonna write the answer. 4 times 7, 28, 28 plus 18, 46. And then 2 outside numbers, okay, outside numbers times together, so 2, 2, 3, so that should give you 12, okay, so it should be plus 12 root 14, okay, so not 24. All right, we have one more formula to cover, okay, so those are the sum square, right, adding and then square and then subtracting and square. The last one is the difference of square. So for example, this one is the A, right? Yeah, make sure they are the same. You can only use formula if they are the same. This one is the B, right? 3 root 5. So remember, do not FOIL, okay? Because of the formula, we know the middle term will cancel out. So you just do A squared minus B squared. A is the 2 root 7. B is the 3 root 5. Okay, so what's A squared become? Tony, what does A squared become?
A squared is what does A squared become? I am not too sure.
Do you know which question we are working on?
Yeah, we're on C, right?
Yeah, okay. So we have A is the 2 root 7, right?
Yeah.
You want to square that. So you square each of the inside.
Oh, okay. So if I squared everything, that would be 4 times 7.
What's 4 times 7?
28.
Yeah, so you can just directly write down 28, okay?
Okay.
And then the next one, let's get Bernice. What's B squared?
It would be 9 and then multiplied by 5.
Which is
45.
okay, very good. Okay, so 28 minus 45, right? After a couple times, right, then you can do the square in the head. You don't need to write down 9 times 5, right? If it's not a big number, right? If it's a big number like 16 times 18, then maybe you write it down first. Okay, 28 minus 45, what's that equal? Wilson, what's 28 minus 45?
You want me, is it like negative something?
Yeah, it will be negative.
Let me see. 17.
Yeah, negative 17. Okay, so your answer for this one. So this is the only one that has no more square roots. So when you multiply two brackets, they are opposite sign. Then your square root will cancel out because of the square, right? Because you get A squared, that will get rid of all the square roots. B squared, that will get rid of the square root as well, okay? For the other two questions, even after you square, your answer still has square roots, okay? So question C, right, the third formula, very important. Later, we'll be using that. So now I would like you guys to try by yourself for question B, okay? Question E, and last one, question F, okay? B, E, F. So when you finish, once again, please raise your hand.
Mr. Jason, do you just want the answer from us or the steps as well?
Yeah, I will be asking for the final answers, but in the homework, you will need to show the steps, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, these ones are easier than the first two formulas, right? So should be done by now. Please raise your hand if you finished. Does anyone has question about F? For F, every terms are different, right? So you cannot use the formula. So for F, you just have to do FOIL. So this could happen, right? Even though I put it on this page, it doesn't mean you have to use the formula. You need to recognize, okay, when can we use the formula, when the formula you cannot use. Okay, Bernice, do you need more time? Okay, so Bernice, what's your final answer for B?
Do I just write it or?
You can just tell me what's the final
Oh,
answer.
I got 34.
34, okay. And Aaron, how about you? Your question E, do you have an answer yet?
I got 25.
Okay. And Tony, which one are you working on? Are you still doing it?
Yes, I'm still doing E.
Okay. And okay, then let's get Enya. Enya, what's your answer for F?
For F, I have 3 root 7 plus root 35 minus 2 root 5 minus 6.
Minus 6, okay. Okay, is there anyone got different answers for these? Valerie, do you have anything different?
No.
Okay. All right, so we'll go over each one, okay?
Oh, wait. Sorry.
Yeah.
I got 30s. Oh, wait. No. Never mind.
You sure? Okay.
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so we go look at B, right? So this is A minus B times A plus B. We have A squared. A squared should be 25 times 2, so 50, right? Minus 16. Okay, so that gives you 34. Good. For question E, okay, Tony, what's A squared?
A squared is 3 root 5.
Okay, you have to, A is 3 root 5, but you want to square it.
So that is, oh, okay, so 9 times 5, so 45.
Okay, 45, very good. 45 minus B squared. What's B squared?
4 times 5, which is 20.
Yes. And what does that equal after you subtract?
Is 25.
Okay, so that one's correct as well. So the last one, like I said, it doesn't apply to any formula, right? So you just have to expand one by one. 3 root 7 minus 6 plus root 35. And then minus 2 root 5. Okay, of course you can rearrange the order, okay, but this is good. Okay, does anyone have question about these special products? We have a few minutes, okay, I think we can cover a little bit of dividing, okay? So let's look at the last page we are gonna do here. So this is called rationalize denominator. Rationalize, okay, let me clear that, okay. This word, rationalize means to make it rational. Okay, rational, right? You need to know what rational means. Rational numbers can become fraction, okay? So it has, okay. Yeah, we'll just write it as can be written as fractions. Can be fraction. So for example, like a square root of 3, this is irrational, right? This is irrational. Because square root of 3 is 1 point something, is it 4 something? I forgot, right? Square root of 2, right? Those are irrational. Square root of 5, something that's not perfect square. They are all irrational numbers. So if you see those things in the denominator, then the radical is not simplified. Okay, so I don't know if you remember from before the break. Right here, we did this page. Simplified radical, okay, page 22. At the bottom we did yes and no, right? We can still see the name of some of your answers. So for example, like question D, Okay, Wilson said, Wilson did this one, right? So it's not simplified because there's a square root 2 in the bottom. Okay, question F, because there's a square root 5 in the bottom, so it's not simplified. Okay, so rationalized denominator is trying to make the denominator become rational, right? Because square root of 5 is irrational. You want to make it rational, so that's our goal. Okay, make it rational. That is called simplifying the denominator. So the way to do that, right? So for our first question here, it's very simple. This number, right, is irrational. And then in order to make it become rational, you just multiply top and bottom by that irrational number. So multiply again. Since you multiply top and bottom by the same thing, it's the same as multiplying by 1, right? So it did not change the question, so it's okay. Okay, any questions so far? So you only need to do this if the denominator has an irrational numbers, okay? Like square root 2, square root 5, okay, those things. Okay, so once you've done that, right? Denominator, square root 2 times square root 2, it just becomes 2. The top, the numerator is just 3 square root 2, right? When you multiply outside times outside, inside times inside. So now you look at the denominator again. This is rational now. So going from irrational to rational, this is called rationalize. You just rationalized the denominator. You don't need a D. Okay, rationalize denominator. Okay, can you raise your hand if you understand what it means by rationalize denominator? You make something irrational become rational. So if someone is being irrational, you will know what to do, right? Okay, multiply by the same thing. Okay, Kat and Tony Wilson, do you have any question about this example? Okay, make sure you copy the notes down. And then let's look at another one. Okay, so for this question, we can do it in 2 different ways, okay? So the first way we're gonna do is to do the same way we just did. So what's the number that's irrational here that we want to rationalize? Jenny? What do we need to multiply here for this question?
The 5.
You look at the denominator. We only want to rationalize denominator.
The 8 then.
Yes, okay, square root 8. So we will multiply top and bottom by what?
By square root of 8.
Yes, okay, very good. Square root of 8, square root of 8. Okay, so you look at the denominator, you look for the irrational number, right? So you don't care about the 2. 2 is rational, so it's okay. You leave it alone, okay? So root 8, you want to get rid of it. Make it rational. So now let's multiply. Start with the denominator. 2 square root 8 times square root 8. Aaron, what does it equal?
8.
Huh? Root 8 times 8, root 8 is 8. What about the 2?
Oh, 16.
Yes, okay, so the
Yeah.
bottom becomes 16, right? And then numerator, Angeline,
40.
you mean square root 40, right?
Yeah,
What else should be in the numerator?
3.
Yeah, okay, don't forget the 3. All right, so do you think we are done here? Geoffrey, are we done
No,
here?
you can take out the 2 from the 40.
Very good, okay. So 40, we can still simplify more by taking out the 2. 2 goes out, make outside become 6. Then what's left inside then, Geoffrey?
10.
Okay, very good. Are we done then? Is it finished? Is it simplified? And yeah, what do you think? Anything else we can still do?
Maybe you could simplify the 6 and 16.
Very good, okay. So this is from the dividing outside number with outside number. So simplifies to what then? And yeah,
To 3 and 4 when you divide it by 2. Oh, sorry, 3 and 8 when you divide it by 2.
yeah, very good. Okay, so your final answer should look like this then. 3 root 10 over 8. Okay, so how many steps did it take us? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, right, to get here. So let's look at another way, see if we can simplify a little bit faster or maybe easier, okay? So the other strategy is instead of multiplying by the same radical, what I'm going to do is to simplify first. Okay, so if you look at the original question, the square root 8, I can take a pair of 2 out. Okay, so what I'm going to do instead of multiplying first, I'm gonna take things out first. So 2 goes out, makes it 4 on the outside, inside is 2. Okay, this is the first way. This is the second way, okay? You compare them. So we will rationalize the square root 2 instead, okay? So root 2 and root 2. Right, so Aaron, what's the denominator now?
The denominator, it's 8.
Yeah, so now it becomes 8. And then Bernice, what's the numerator?
It becomes, wait. Oh, 3 times square root 10.
Yes. Okay, and then we are done. That's all. Right, so you can see it saved as 2 steps. 1, 2, 2 steps only. So if you're able to simplify first, then you do that, okay? The second way is to simplify. Denominator first, okay? Instead of just multiplying the irrational number right away, okay? Because you eventually still have to simplify. You will reach the same answer, just take a few more steps. We haven't got a chance to practice more example by yourself. So in your homework, I won't assign too many of this, probably 5 questions, simple ones, okay? So then you get to practice a little bit, right? And then that'll be all, okay? So we'll continue next week. And Naomi, Wilson, and Tony, please finish the homework before you leave.
I handed in homework 23.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And I will see you guys next week. All right. Have fun.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. See you next week.
See you next week.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mr.
Kat? Yeah.
I finished this page.
Okay. No problem. Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Have a nice weekend.
Yeah, you too. Okay. Anyone has questions?